let's go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us today for our session around reseller best practices. My name's Corey, and I'm on the Seller University team. Considering our topic today, we'd like for you to walk away with an understanding of best practices for matching to existing listings, how to apply to sell certain brands and within specific categories, how to suggest edits to listings you've matched to, and then also how to leverage Amazon pricing tools. Our presenters today are Lucy, Yaus, and Max, who work directly with sellers like yourselves every day, and will be spending probably the first half of our hour today presenting before we transition into our live Q&A portion. And again, just for live Q&A, go ahead and use that question drop down as they present today. That's totally fine if you've got questions on specific topics. Otherwise, we'll surface those during the Q&A just for some additional context and discussion around some of these hot topics. So with that, yes, I think I'm ready to go ahead and turn it over to you to kick us off.
Awesome. Thanks, Corey. So hi, everyone. My name is Yas, and we're going to get started here with the process of matching your products to existing listings. So there's two important aspects of every Amazon product listing. One is the product detail page, and the second is the offer. A product detail page is the page that customers see and where they can add products to their cart. And the offer is the specific price and delivery options you've provided for your product. So when you list products already sold on the Amazon store, you'll be matching your ASIN to its existing product detail page. Matching helps you add your offer information to the product detail page that already exists for that product. So matching your product correctly helps customers find your offer, and I would recommend to take the time to ensure you've matched your listings correctly to the exact same product. That means that the color, quantity, size, and all variations should match exactly to that listing. So let's look at one way to match your products to an existing listing. You can follow along on the screen, but basically you're going to start by selecting Add a Product in the Inventory section of the Seller Central main menu. Next, you'll search for the product you'd like to sell using the search bar. And you can search for products by looking for titles, keywords, or product IDs. So when you find the product you'd like to match to, you can enter the new price or just click Sell this product, that button right there. Next, we're going to enter the price you'd like into the standard price field, and we'll talk more about strategies for keeping your prices competitive a little bit later. Once you're finished, go ahead and click Save and Finish. So to match your existing products to the lowest price on the Amazon store or to the featured offer, you can update your price directly on your Manage Inventory page. And there's some common errors that sellers may encounter when they're matching their listings. Let's dive into those and see how we can resolve them. So one, you might see that multiple products are pulled up when you use the same product ID. And when this happens, you'll need to contact Amazon support to help us determine which ID your product should be matched to. Second, errors can also be caused when your product's data like manufacturer, condition type, or part type matches to more than one product, and you'll need to enter more specific product information when this error happens. And finally, sometimes Amazon will find a product match listed with a different associated stocks keeping unit or SKU. And this can happen if you reuse a previously associated SKU. So to fix this issue, you're going to need to delete the SKU and resubmit your product data. So now let's cover some of the best practices for matching products to existing listings in the Amazon store. First, you're going to want to be sure to use unique product identifiers for your listings. You can use standard product identifiers like the ISBN, UPC, or EAN. This is the most important factor in matching to existing listings. Next, use the parts number issued by the manufacturer. This number is different from a product SKU, and it helps manufacturers identify their products. Be sure to also provide the full brand, publisher, or manufacturer name. Fill in each of the specific attribute fields that are relevant to your product, and don't use general purpose merchandising fields for these values. Finally, never reuse SKUs. If you need to change the SKU for a product, do not recycle that old SKU. I'd recommend to issue a new SKU for the product and reassign the product to the new SKU. Now let's move into some products and categories or brands that require approval before you can list them. When you're searching for products to add, click Add a Product in the Inventory section of the Seller Central main menu. Then on the next page, click on Show Limitations next to your item to find any necessary approvals. Clicking on the Apply to Sell button on this page will begin the application process for approval in that category or brand. So when you apply for approval to sell in a particular category or brand, you'll need to supply invoices for the product as well as images to ensure packaging standards and guidelines are met. If applicable, you may also be asked to provide relevant certifications or testing documents showing the product meets safety guidelines. When you apply to sell products from certain brands, you may also be asked to provide a letter of authorization in addition to the invoice from a verifiable supplier before you are approved. Diving into invoices here, an invoice is a document that records the transaction of goods between a buyer and a supplier. It typically shows an itemized list of goods received and the terms of the sale. In terms of the invoice requirements, the invoice you submit to Amazon must be in either PDF or JPEG format. All information must be unobscured and easy to read, though you may omit the pricing information if you want to. The invoice you submit must be issued within 180 days of the day your application is submitted, and it must include your manufacturer or distributor's name. Your full name and address should be included, and it should match the exact information in your selling account. The invoice must also include the manufacturer or distributor's full business address, website URL, or phone number. And finally, the invoice you provide must show the combined purchase of at least 10 units of the product you're applying to sell. These specific requirements for approval will vary by the brand, category, or subcategory. So to find detailed information on a specific category's requirements, search Overview of Categories in the Seller Central search bar, and then select the selling guidelines for the category that you're interested in. It should be noted that some common categories don't actually require approval before you can list that product. For example, the books category doesn't require approval, though collectible books have specific condition requirements. Categories like grocery and gourmet foods and health and personal care don't require approvals, but they do contain certain subcategories that will require approval. So when you're first getting started, I'd recommend to be sure to review the specific requirements for the categories and subcategories that you'd like to list in. And as a best practice, always apply for approval before you begin listing products that require approval. So now I'm going to pass it over to Max, and he's going to talk about how to source different products.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Yas, and good afternoon, everybody. So now we'll cover some tips for deciding which products make sense to sell for your business. With so many products out there, it can definitely be tough trying to decide what it is you want to sell. When you're considering carrying a new product, you can consult the Amazon bestsellers list to see if your idea has potential. The Amazon bestsellers list is updated on an hourly basis and shows the 100 most popular products in the Amazon store based on the amount of sales. You can use this list, which shows what shoppers are buying, to aid in your product research. Product research is one of the most important parts of starting your selling on Amazon journey. You can also use the Amazon movers and shakers list to help you zero in on the products that you're looking to specialize in. This list shows you the biggest gainers in terms of sales rank over the last 24 hours. Use this list to find the top 100 trending product performers, how much sales rank has increased, previous rankings for products, number of reviews, and the pricing range. Use each of these factors to try and help you determine which products could be the most profitable for your business. When considering products for your business, we encourage you to try to look for ways to get creative and put your own spin on trending products. When you're considering a specific product type or category, ask yourself what you can improve on that's already selling well, or if you can offer something that's even better. Look for high demand, low competition products. High demand products with a lower number of reviews could possibly indicate lower competition and be a good space for your business to enter. You can also use product reviews to help guide your product improvements. Understanding customer feedback can help you get a sense of the pros and cons of a product and really hone in on areas for improvement. Finally, again, try and get creative. Look for ways to make a trending product unique, like maybe offering a product year-round when it may currently just be offered seasonally, or launch a new product of higher quality than what the current competition offers. After you've added your products, you may notice aspects of their product detail page that you're looking to change. When multiple sellers offer the same product through a single detail page, which is extremely common among resellers, Amazon automatically combines the best product data from each different seller submission to ensure the best customer experience. If your product is listed on a detail page, you can suggest edits and updates to it, which is what we will go over now. To suggest an edit, click Manage Inventory from the Inventory section of the Seller Central main menu. Next, click the Edit button, which is on the right-hand side next to the product that you are looking to update. On the Edit Product Info page, select the tab relating to the information that you're looking to make changes to. Choose Vital Info to update the title and key product information. Scroll over to Images to edit the images, and then Description to update the main product description and any bullet points or key product features, which is another Amazon term for those bullet points. Once you've made your suggested edits, click Save. If your edits are accepted, they'll appear on the product detail page within 24 hours. Please make sure to give the system 24 hours to process any potential updates. If your contributions do not show after 24 hours, that means that Amazon's system has selected another contributing seller's information. When you suggest updates for branded products that you are not the brand owner of, you'll need to create a case with our seller support team and provide them proof supporting your suggested changes. Proof can come in the form of a manufacturer's or publisher's website URL that clearly shows your suggested changes. This URL could also show a visible product ID if available. You could also submit high-resolution product photos to seller support that clearly shows the suggested changes along with that visible product ID. This photo can be of the item in its original packaging, also showing that product ID. Please note that as resellers, these requests cannot be accepted unless you provide seller support with valid proof. When you add your offer to an existing product detail page as a reseller, it can appear in a couple of different places. The most prominent placement with Add to Cart and Buy Now buttons is the featured offer, also known as the buy box. Sellers can earn this placement based on a variety of different factors, including competitive pricing and customer delivery promise. If your offer does not earn featured offer or buy box placement, it will appear in a section of other offers, which can be labeled as new or used or from other Amazon sellers. So you see that orange button there that says Buy Now, that would be the buy box, and then further down on the slide where it says new, that would be other sellers that are offering the same product who are not currently in the buy box. Featured offer placement is available to sellers with professional selling accounts. If you're a professional seller, check to see if your products are eligible for the featured offer or buy box on the Manage Inventory page. Be sure that you have the Buy Box Eligible column enabled. If it's not, to enable this column, click Preferences on the Manage Inventory page, select the checkbox next to Buy Box Eligible, and then click on Save Changes on the bottom right of the page. When enabled properly, this column will display whether or not each of your products is eligible for featured offer or buy box placement, and then it'll simply tell you yes or no next to each product that you have listed. Like we mentioned, one of the key factors in earning featured offer placement is a competitive price. Keeping your prices updated manually can be very time consuming, especially once your business starts to grow and you expand your catalog. So we definitely recommend using Automate Pricing to save time and stay competitive. You can use Automate Pricing to automatically adjust prices on the different SKUs in your catalog. Automate Pricing allows you to create custom rules and select which specific SKUs each rule will apply to. You set a minimum and maximum price for each rule. Automate Pricing will never adjust below your price minimum or above the maximum that you set, helping you stay competitive within a profit margin that you're comfortable with as the seller. Pricing rules establish when an Automate price change should occur. For example, you could create a rule that keeps a product's price 10 cents below the featured offer price, but never below a certain amount. You also could create a custom rule that keeps your price $1 above the lowest available market price with a maximum that you're comfortable with. Keeping your prices updated and competitive automatically can help you scale and streamline your business. Now, some other things that can help increase your chances of winning the featured offer is your fulfillment strategy, whether or not you are in FBA, what your seller feedback looks like from your customers, whether or not you're running any advertising compared to other sellers listed on the product detail page, and how much inventory you have in stock. Buy box is something that is very fluid, so you can hold on to it for days or weeks at a time, depending on those factors, or you could just potentially have the buy box for several minutes. It's all dependent on what Amazon thinks is the best possible featured offer at any given time on that product detail page. With that, I will pass things over to Lucy to talk about some shipping options and customer returns.
Thanks, Max. Hi, everybody. Diving into shipping options, when your inventory is added and up to date with Automate Pricing, I think it's now time to talk about options for order fulfillment and how you can stay efficient. You have two main options for fulfilling orders as an Amazon seller. You can use Fulfillment by Amazon or FBA to let us fulfill your order, or you can fulfill orders yourself, known as FBM, MFN, or self-shipping. With FBM shipping, you handle coordination of delivery and tracking information with both your carrier and customer. When you handle shipping yourself, you'll create shipping templates to offer specific options and transit times to particular regions and address types. When you provide delivery to different regions, you'll need to calculate and track delivery capabilities for the carrier you use to ensure you are offering an accurate delivery promise. Sellers sometimes set longer than expected transit times for standard shipping deliveries, which can lead to unnecessarily long delivery promises that aren't as attractive to customers. We recommend that all FBM sellers aim to meet or exceed the shipping times that Amazon sets to provide the best customer service possible. Shipping Settings Automation, or SSA, can help you significantly simplify the delivery region and transit time calculation process. Just tell Amazon where you ship from and what shipping service you use, and we will calculate the accurate transit time using the most up-to-date data available. Using SSA can help you avoid calculating shipping information and tracking shipping delivery performance yourself. SSA can also help you provide more accurate delivery promises. For shipping metrics, watch your late shipment rate, or LSR. LSR tracks orders that have shipment confirmed after the expected ship date. You'll need to keep this below 4%. Your valid tracking rate, or VTR, tracks orders shipped with valid tracking and should always be above 95%. On-time delivery rate, or OTDR, tracks orders that arrive by their expected delivery date. Keep this metric above 97%. Any order cancellation that you initiate will affect your pre-fulfillment cancellation rate, or CR, which you'll need to keep below 2.5%. You should also watch your customer service performance. Your order defect rate, or ODR, tracks orders that result in negative feedback, A to Z guarantee claims, or credit chargebacks. Keep your ODR below 1% and be sure to monitor all of your performance metrics to help avoid account issues. As a reseller, FBA can be a great choice when you're looking to automate more of your business. With FBA, you send your inventory to Amazon fulfillment centers. When you receive an order, we pick, pack, and ship the order for you. Amazon also handles returns, refunds, customer service, and provides tracking information for FBA orders, further streamlining your workflow. Eligible products enrolled in FBA can receive a Prime badge, offer free 2-day shipping, and be eligible for the featured offer placement. FBA also gives you access to a range of tools and optional services you can take advantage of to further automate your business. Enrolling in FBA can give you access to multi-channel fulfillment, or MCF. MCF allows Amazon to fulfill orders for products that you sell through other e-commerce channels. You can automate your business further with FBA label service. When you enable FBA label service, Amazon will automatically apply barcode labels to your eligible inventory for a per item fee. If you handle fulfillment yourself, you'll also be responsible for managing returns and refunds. Amazon automatically authorizes U.S. return requests that fall within the Amazon return policy. If a return request falls outside of this policy or is category exempt, it will be sent to the seller for manual authorization. Amazon will send you an email explaining the reason for the return. You will also be informed if the request does not comply with return policies. Sellers are required to respond to return requests requiring manual authorization within 24 hours. You can review and respond to return requests by selecting Manage Returns in the Orders section of the Seller Central main menu. When Amazon authorizes a return, we will provide your customer with a prepaid shipping label on your behalf through Buy Shipping Services. If a customer returns an order and you don't receive the returned item, or you would like to refute the refund, you can file a safety claim. The Seller Assurance for E-commerce Transaction process, known as SAFETY, allows sellers to file claims for reimbursement when Amazon manual payment is required for your order. To get started, select Manage Safety Claims in the Orders section of the Seller Central main menu. You are required to issue a refund within 2 business days after you received a return. If you don't act regarding the refund, Amazon may refund the customer on your behalf and charge the amount to your seller account. You can issue a refund either after the product is returned or immediately if you are allowing the buyer to keep the product, known as a returnless refund. If you want the product returned, we encourage you to wait until you receive it before issuing a refund to properly evaluate its condition. Monitor the refund to ensure it's issued to your customer in a timely manner. If you don't keep inventory on hand or can't send inventory to fulfillment centers for FBA, you may want to consider drop shipping. With drop shipping, your supplier sources or produces the product and stores the inventory. You host the online store, in this case, the Amazon store, and when a customer places an order, you process the payment and forward the order to the drop shipping service. That service then prepares and ships the orders on your behalf. To use drop shipping for your Amazon business, you must be the seller of record for your products. You should identify yourself as the seller of your products on all packing slips, invoices, and external packaging. You should have an agreement with your supplier stating that they will identify you and only you as the seller on all packing materials included in connection with the products. Finding packaging, invoices, or receipts that show a seller that's neither you nor Amazon can create a confusing experience for customers. It's also important to keep in mind that with dropshipping, you are responsible for accepting and processing customer returns for your products.
Thank you for everyone that joined. Really appreciate you taking Friday afternoon or morning or wherever it is that you are. We really appreciate you spending your Friday with us, and special thanks to our presenters, Yas, Lucy, and Max, for taking their Friday afternoon to do this as well. So again, thank you everyone for joining us, and we hope to see you next week. Happy Friday.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.